Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for honoring us with your presence today. Now, beyond the criteria of corporate excellence, government services delivery, and innovative technology that the International Business Review ASEAN Awards 2020 stands for, what we actually celebrate today is the triumph of the human spirit to rise against odds stacked against us in life, to emerge always victorious. You see, we humans have been hustling forever. Let me tell you a short story. From as far back as a few billion years ago, 4.5 billion years to be exact, when simple compounds of water, carbon dioxide, methane, and ammonia came together in a young Earth, got hit by primordial lightning, and formed basic building blocks of protein, we have been hustling for our space on Earth. The sun's ultraviolet light eventually created bigger molecules that drifted through the thickening broth, and then the most crucial element in the history of Earth was formed: replicators. Molecules that had the ability to create copies of oneself. But as life would have it, mistakes happened in the replication. Not all copies were perfectly the same, and so we got a diversity of life. Which is why I believe, ladies and gentlemen, nothing in life is accidental. There is always a grand design. Back to our story. Life started to stabilize, competition came into play, the primeval soup could not support an infinite number of replicator molecules. Basic building blocks of proteins became scarce, as different strains of replicators competed for them. Some replicators went extinct. Some replicators learned to break up molecules of rival varieties chemically. Just like businesses today, the smartest replicators protected themselves by building survival machines to live in. It started with a simple protective coat, and then it got more complex, and fast forward billions of years later, here we are, complex humans. The DNA inside each one of us is nothing more than the replicators from the primeval soup of 4 billion years ago. The analogy I'm trying to make is this, ladies and gentlemen. Billions of years ago and billions of years from now, we have and will be doing the same thing, adapting and evolving our game to be resilient, competitive, to stand out from the rest, to be able to add value to society, and to stand the test of time long after we are no longer here. What we all crave for is to leave a legacy behind. And we can't help it. It's in our makeup, it's in our DNA. It's in our DNA to fight the good battle, to go where no man has gone before, to live a life that's extraordinary, to climb that mountain and go beyond and see how far we can fly, to ask, what am I made up of? What is the measure of my worth? This is what we all live for, isn't it? What drives us the extra inch, let alone that extra mile? All we want to do, like Steve Jobs said, is to make a dent in that universe. It's that primordial need that gets us out of bed every single day and spend, for some of us at least, 18 hours a day, hustling to be better, to be greater, to be smarter, and to reach that pinnacle of success as long as we have time here on earth. And we all define success in our own way. To build a multi-billion-dollar company, to be the most influential person in your space, to be the best role model for your child, to leave the planet better than when we entered it, to create an immense tribe that adores you. Our 21 award winners today in a tribute to the year 2021 are a testament to that continuous hustle for greatness. And as the night progresses, you will see and hear their story unfold. How they constantly adapt and evolve themselves their businesses, their future, to put a mark in their universe. And it is so important to have the government sector present here today. Because industries will thrive no matter. It's in the human DNA, as mentioned earlier. But we live in a structured society, and we need administrative assistance to ensure that the binary stars of government and businesses are constantly balanced and in harmony. They cannot work in silos, and that has always been the IBR Asia Group's space. We connect government and businesses and vice versa. So it was imperative that we bring the policymakers to the primeval soup. As businesses innovate, replicate, and multiply, there is always the good policies that see beyond an individual entity and look at the needs of a collective society and move these in tandem with successful growth. That balance, ladies and gentlemen, is what determines the prosperity of a country. That eagle eye from above to see the big picture and then fill in the gaps of what is most needed is something that the Economic Planning Unit of Malaysia does. And we are very honored to have a man who has been the cornerstone of Malaysia's economic growth with us today, Dato Sri Mustafa Mohamad, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Economy. I'm also very touched that our esteemed presenters, Dato Sri Muhammad Sharul Ikram Yaakob, Dato Sri Hasnul Zamzam Ahmad, Dato Suryani Dato Ahmad, and Dato Isham Ishak accepted to share the glory of this night with us, to understand how they can each, in their own way, drive their respective ministries to greater heights through collaboration with respective industry players like all of you. And a special thank you to my esteemed adjudication panel, Dato Sri Asman Ujang, Dato Sri Devamani, and Dato Jagadisan for their support and goodwill and in working tirelessly with us to make this event a success. And I'm so grateful to Dato Menteri Besar of Selangor, Dato Sri Amaduddin Shari, for gracing this occasion, and State Exco Tuan Eng Zihan for being here. And I'd also like to take this opportunity to mention today the stellar turnout of ambassadors, high commissioners, heads of mission of 28 countries here with us today. Can we give a round of applause to all of us? We are very humbled and very grateful for your presence here today. This audience, ladies and gentlemen, reflects just a microcosm of what we are at the IBR Asia Group. We connect the top echelon. We create the right conversations. We nurture positive storytelling. And the IBR Asia Group has evolved from our primeval soup of being a publishing house, creating custom publishing for clients, to a complex, multifunctional public relations entity that offers a variety of communication and publicity needs. Ladies and gentlemen, everything in this world boils down to a good story. If politics is about influencing the masses through great narratives, then let me tell you, business is no different. The real power to influence the right people is within your gut, is within your heart. If you can connect with people, be they kingmakers or the common man, and make them feel you, want you, then you have sold. So, from communication strategies to cover stories to investor relations, our in-house writers, designers, storytellers, digital experts craft stories and disseminate it out through our own channels while working closely with 451 media houses around Southeast Asia and the Middle East. We have formed an exclusive 3-year partnership with the United Nations Global Compact Network for Malaysia and Brunei to help companies accelerate their positioning in the ESG space as the world swiftly moves in this direction. And our latest partnership with Aditi Private Equity now puts the IBR Asia Group in a much privileged position to structure investor relations of companies looking at tapping into the huge ESG funds available globally. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe the best is yet to come. And I believe I speak for everyone, the private sector, and the public sector when I say that our stories are just beginning to be told. Thank you for believing in us and in the journey that we hope to walk with you for as long as you will let us. Now remember that we are all as old as Earth itself because our DNAs are the replicators of an ancient Earth. As such, we are immortal beings in mortal bodies. And here's to understanding the immense power behind that. And also, here's to the International Business Review ASEAN Awards 2020. We have come a long way indeed from the primordial soup. So have a wonderful evening, and thank you.
Thank you, Dato Beatrice, for the inspiring speech.